It is time for Sketchbook 26 final on-screen appearance. Here she is, everyone welcome her out. Sketchbook 26. I started the sketchbook back in November, I believe, so thus the winter scene. This is a character Everest that I designed specifically to be this channel's mascot. And then she goes through like a redesign further on in the sketchbook. This is an ELO sketchbook. If you were wondering, let me show you what I made. Oh yeah, 2020 too. Yeah, well, November would have been 2020. That's how that works. So on the very first page, I was thumbnailing and brainstorming an idea for the cover as well as like the official first page of the sketchbook, which is right here. So you can kind of see the journey we took. I also filmed that, so you can check out that video if you haven't already. But that was a lot of fun. And I think further on here, so this is the welcome page, and I have the date I started it as well as finished it. Wow, it's been a little while. Should have filmed this back then. Anyway, moving through the sketchbook, I have some thumbnails for a story. I was, I guess storyboarding is the proper term for that. This has nothing to do with it. It's just there to take up space. So yeah, it's my detective characters. I don't know if you can actually tell what's happening, but I know exactly what I'm looking at with each of them, so I guess that works. Here's them with a little bit more detail. We have Arlene and Nathan. Aren't they cute? I love them so much. Oh, I also didn't mention this, but this was like the final character design for Everest, but like I said, we revisit that. I like the use of green and black on this page. I feel like it's just nice and cohesive. This is where I actually sat down to design Everest. You can kind of tell that in this sketchbook I jumped around. I didn't really work on it from the beginning to the end. I basically would just find a blank page and, oh, spoiler. Find a blank page and then draw in it. So you may even notice that some things are out of order, like this, because I had to design the character before I could draw the first page or the cover. And this is where I did that. I think I took 2 pages to do that. I really like this sketch, so much so that I traced it for this, because I didn't want to mess it up. I also really like this art style with the really skinny limbs and the big chunky hands and feet. Yeah, here's some more. So I kind of settled on this design with these like cropped, well, not cropped, but chopped cutoffs. I don't know. Corduroy pants things, but I never quite fell in love with it. I kind of was just like, I've spent a long time on this and I kind of have to commit to something, which is why later I do redesign her, but that's Everest. Here's some quicker sketches, probably some warm-ups. I don't really remember ever making these, but there's some art there for you. Oh, continuing the Roswell story here with the next scene and moving forward. Again, I didn't write any of the dialogue because that's someplace separate, but I can look at like any given one and know exactly what's going on, so I guess I did a good job. My little Nathan. Okay. Ooh, this was a Zen Pop box. It was all inspired by penguins. I think it's pretty noticeable, so I designed a character, and it ended up being kind of like a father-son duo. And then I drew them as penguins. And then look at this washi tape. Ain't that cute? Ain't that cute? Oh, more Roswell. Just finishing up that scene. End scene. It needed 4 more panels, but I got it done. On this page, you can see I was practicing their faces. So they're supposed to be aliens, right? So I have to come up with a style that makes them look like aliens, but not like, I don't want them to look like poorly drawn humans either, you know? So I was experimenting with eyebrows, no eyebrows. Eyebrows really helped with expressions. Then when I would like use eyelids, they'd start looking kind of weird. I don't know, but that is the question. To eyebrow or not to eyebrow? I think this was when I got the pastel ohu set, so I just made some quick drawings using only that. And then we have a face, some more Arlene. I wanted to design an outfit with pants so she could be a little bit more active in certain situations. And I think she looks freaking awesome in it, so it's gonna be hard not to draw her only in that going forward. Again, how do I draw her eyes? They look different every time. Yeah. I know the struggle because I'm you, honey, so that makes sense. Oh, hey, I made more. These look like I put a little less time in them. I don't even know if you can see them. They're a little faint, but here's part 3. Continuing the scene. We have the butler. They're just kind of funny to look at because I feel like I don't draw a lot of emotions, which is a shame. So this was like really good for me to try to like convey a story with my art. Like, look at him, he's so cute. Oh. If you don't feel that way about a character you've created, then you haven't finished them yet. That's all I'm saying. Oh, more. Hey. I feel like I should like tell you what's happening, but I also like want to keep my own secrets. So, yeah, my story, my rules. But I will give you a nice close-up of them. Maybe you can get a vague idea of what is going on, but it is a murder mystery. I guess technically there isn't a murder, but it's a mystery. And it's like a 1947 noir theme, but it's like supposed to be funny. I think I've mentioned it before, but this is like probably the most you've ever seen of it. So I'm basically following my script and just creating these storyboards to go with it. Faces. Look at Nathan. Woo, baby. You have a couple small purple 1940s ideas there. And I believe this was a Zen Pop box where they introduced me, because I had never heard of it before, to the Amabi, which is a Japanese, I think, folklore creature. It's like a mermaid with 3 legs. So I tried to design my own. I like the cuter Pokemon version the best. Although that one's not too bad, and that one's really cute too. You can see a little tiny human Arlene, and that kind of looks like a human Nathan. There's some things that came in that box as well. I love the color scheme of this page. Here's drawing some dinos. What is that? Put a belly button. Although we have learned since I drew this page that dinosaurs did not have belly buttons, which is a shame. Darn right shame. I don't think I had a specific reference for these, but this was very heavily inspired by a fur alligator, which I think does show. I really do like this sketch. I kind of have a hard time believing I made it, even though I know I did, because I remember doing it. But you know the feeling, right? I love adding the little spits. It just makes them look like they're roaring. This I think I copied off of Pinterest, because that doesn't look like my style. Maybe this one was a Pinterest reference as well. Usually I write down the artist if I do that. Random, uncomfortable girl. And hey, there's like a little tiny Triceratops. More loose sketches. Oh, I really like this. That definitely had a reference for the design. Oh, I like this. This character's so fun with the like little pants with the lines, the tied sweatshirt, and the little like baggy crop top. I also like these two. So these are pen sketches. I like pen sketches because they show up on camera. Gotta love it. This, I believe, was a video where I drew, I'll let you guess, a hint, they're bouquets. Using marker, and yeah, there's a video of that if you want to check it out. Ooh, some more wheel. Okay, the final little, I don't think I did more. This could be the end of it for now, even though there is more to the story, obviously, but look, they see a little stranger. Who's that? He says, look, a stranger. She digs in her pocket. Oh, here she digs in her pocket. She points the item at the running stranger. Oh, I guess that it's supposed to like follow whatever shoots out of the device. She points what it says. He does a little flirty winky wink. They're married, by the way, so it's okay. Oh, okay, I don't think I've worked on this story since then, and now I'm like invigorated again. This is a little awkward drawing. I don't really like the way she looks in that one. But there we have our little couple. This I think was another video I filmed where I just kind of drew cute little tiny animals. So here they are, cute little tiny animals. Ooh, this I was designing like a dream, I don't know, office, workspace, apartment, living quarters. I don't know, you know, just trying to manifest a dream. I want like a little thing that has candy in it that I can just, you know, because you know as a kid you always wanted like to use the vending machines, but like, I mean, I came from a kind of a big family, so my parents weren't about to just throw quarters everywhere, so I didn't usually get any of that, but I always wanted to. Sometimes a nice uncle would like give you a quarter and then you'd feel like the most special person on the planet, and then you'd twist the thing and the little gumball will come out. I want to feel that feeling all the time. So, but yeah, you can see I want like a double workspace for a buddy maybe, so I'm not alone. Here I've got like a little kitchen, but it's like with a slanted roof. Isn't it cool? Ooh, wouldn't you want to go there? I would. I also did like a floor plan version. It's very small, and like obviously the measurements are probably not accurate or possible, but it's nice to just imagine. We have some other things that I just filled the space with, and some little doggies. Ooh, this is honestly one of my favorite spreads. And there are a couple that I like in here. But this one, like the use of color and the perspective's not even that bad. Like, I quite like it. Even though I was very much struggling the entire time to figure out how to use perspective. But they turned out pretty good. There's a video on this one. I think it's a Zen Pop unboxing that inspired me to create these. Here we have Everest up and at it again. I feel like coloring that in for some reason. I was literally just drawing her earlier today, so I have the colors out. I'm not just weird. Well, maybe I'm a little weird, but I don't mind. Just wanted to have a little color on the page. Now I do want to draw your attention towards a specific sketch. This one. It's a Magna Girl. Kind of in a different style, definitely a bit older. This is also Magna Girl. Magna Girl, Magna Girl, Magna Girl. Trying to like figure out what she looks like a little bit. I think these are drawn in highlighter, so hopefully they show up on camera. Oh, here it is. This is where I revamped Everest's design. So you can see that this was drawn after this. Again, jumping around in the sketchbook quite a bit. And then this was the final design. So this is what we started with, which I wasn't, you know, crazy about. You can recognize it. And then I came up with some new ideas. Again, I filmed this one too because I feel like I wanted to showcase that. Redesigning an outfit. And then I also was like, oh, how would she sign her name if she was a Disney princess at Disney World? So I came up with something like that. I don't know which one I ended up with. Is it this one? I don't know. But I also included like a 26 because it's Sketchbook 26 and she's the Sketchbook 26 mascot. I think that's cool. So for my next sketchbook, I'm definitely going to create a design that includes the number 27 because I think I just wanna, okay? Is that a good enough reason? I think it'll be cool because then I'll remember each mascot by the number. But for now, Everest. It's number 26. Also, oh, just noticed the shading on this. It looks quite nice. I like it. I like it. Ooh, some blobfishes. I feel like there was some reason I drew these. Oh, was this for the embroidery? I did a video where I tried embroidery for the first time in my mind. I thought blobfish would be a very good candidate, which it was. I will link that video if you want to check it out. Here are some more original characters of mine from a separate story. Here's my talking zombie. I usually call him Charlie, or Charles, I guess he would prefer. This is the main character girl because I like writing main character girls. And I am a girl, so it comes naturally for me. I don't know, I keep trying to come up with like excuses when the real answer is that I just wanna. Here I'm trying some perspective again and some like human Nathans. Ooh, looking nice. We continue some little sketches. Oh, actually all of these are these characters yet again. You can see her on her little tricycle and discovering him for the first time. Ooh. This, I think I filmed as well, so this was like a video where I actually figured out how to use perspective properly and then tested it out, which I think it worked very, very well, and I'm very proud of this page. I think my favorite is the treehouse, and I still remember how to do this, even though I have not used that, so maybe I shouldn't say that, because maybe I don't, but I think I do. It makes a lot more sense, because I remember the horizon line and all that stuff. The horizon line is what I was missing in the previous attempts, and it does make things easier. This, you might think, looks like a whole lot of nothing, but to me it was the most fun thing I ever did that day, so I let it just resonate as it is. I just needed to grab a paintbrush and paint a square, and then to clean the paintbrush I made some other lines. And this I think had some masking tape, so I like played around with painting over the masking tape and then removing the masking tape. I thought I would come back and like draw on top of it, but clearly I never did. And I kind of like it. It's like a little relaxation for your eyeballs. Ooh, this was another Zen Pop box, which I've been having so much fun with lately. And I took what was in the box to draw some inspiration to create a character. You can see it's a waitress at some kind of breakfast diner or something named Allie, and she was the employee of the month for March. So I'm guessing that was the March box. I just love creating the little thumbnails and slowly building a character. And then these scenes, oh, they make me so happy. I remember struggling a lot with them, but like looking back, I'm like, oh, why don't I do more of that? Especially when I was seeing like the other stories and stuff. Seeing the characters like actually in action, they seem like people, you know, not just characters. Oh, this was for something that I never finished, but it's a lot of red things and some thumbnails for a thing that was going to be red. I think that one was the one that I had chosen to progress with. Here I was designing, well, actually just trying to come up with something using 4 prompt words. I don't remember specifically what the prompt words were because I did not write them down, but I believe eyeball or eye, plants, feather, and rodent maybe? I don't know, but this is what I came up with. This like mystical squirrel creature, and you kind of see I moved from left to right, and you can kind of see how my brain processed the prompt words. I also like these little scenes. I do need to do backgrounds more often. Yeah, I think I was watching a YouTube video and then this was how the person talking in it was sitting, and I tried to draw their face and their hair because they were gorgeous, as online people seem to be. And I tried to draw them from different angles even though the video only had the one angle. Look at those wide pants. I do not like wearing wide pants, I think because I'm short and it like just makes me look shorter. Could be wrong about that. But I like drawing it. This was from a video where I tried abstract art. I did draw like another one, but this was like a character I created for it, and then I tried to abstractify it, and then I created like another version of that was like the final version. But you can see the video for that, and then here's some more drawings of the character because I really liked her design. I thought she was very fun. Oh, these next couple pages are gonna be from a video where I kind of explain how to get out of art block or how to like recapture your love for art, and this was like some of the steps. It might not make a lot of sense, but I would recommend that video if you are struggling in any way with your art and you don't really feel that love for it that you feel like you should, or you're not entirely sure why you're drawing anymore because it's bringing you pain in some way. I don't know why I laughed when I said that, but I would recommend checking out that video. I will have it linked because it really does come from a lot of personal experience from myself, and if I could inflict any of that knowledge onto you, I would really like to. So I recommend that video. It's a lot to get into for a sketchbook tour, but this is all from it, even the little circles. And I kind of go, I think I give for 5 different tricks you can try or something like that. But yeah. I don't think this was in that video, but I did make some more sharks because I had so much fun filming that. Don't they look happy? Especially this guy. I also really like these tiny little guys. I love drawing teeny tiny things. I feel like because you can't really mess it up because it's so small, and if you do mess it up, no one can see those mistakes, because if the art is small, then the mistakes are going to be even smaller, you know? Some more sharks. This time using a square. I really like this one. Cute. I don't remember what I was thinking when I drew that one. Usually when I look at a sketch, I can remember exactly what I was thinking about or who I was thinking about. But no, I don't. Ooh, okay, this was from when I was redrawing some original characters that I hadn't in a very long time. So this first page is Frog Girl, or Lily. The next one is Nima. I really like drawing her. And I also drew them all on a separate piece of paper to make like their final forms. But then I didn't like those, so then I drew another version digitally, which you can see if you check out the video. And then this was the final one from that video where I drew Philomena, which I think was my favorite. It just turned out the best of everything in that video. I love her fun design. It was definitely a guilty pleasure. Well, guilty pleasure I don't think even accurately describes her outfit design, because at the time it was like right before you hit the age where you're worried about what everyone thinks. So I just created what I wanted to wear. An outfit with these colors, and this was it specifically, I think. I redesigned it though to be a bit more modern and fresh. Here's another character of mine inspired by a space cupcake, clearly. Ooh, this was inspired by Shibu Inus and the color pink and cherry blossoms. So I created a scene, thumbnailed that out, and then created this final version. You can also see my little color thumbnails, trying to figure out what I should go with. And also some stickers that came in that Zempop box. Here's some more drawings of Everest. I kind of simplified her a little bit just to see what she'd look like. Yeah, sitting in a big coat. Does anyone remember being a kid and sitting in their coat and it would just like over your eyeballs? I do, so thus this. These were some mermaids. I think this was all drawn in May, so I was coming up with some ideas for May. I wanted to make a sculpture, which I did start, and I think it was inspired by this pose. But I got a little frustrated. Maybe I'll go back to it. As of now, it sits unfinished. And we have another Everest. Again, really blocking out the shapes and playing around with it to make it even more stylized, which I really like. I love how chunky and soft it looks. Some more May mermaid sketches. This was all to come up with an idea for like a final illustration. This was my color palette that I used. Yeah, you might be able to guess this, but there's a video on it. So if it intrigues you, I would recommend you checking that out. Okay, so you remember when I said this is one of my favorite spreads, but like there's other ones that I like. This was the specific one that was on my mind when I said that. But here is my dinosaur crush, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. A little blurby. I remember hating this when I made it, but it's not that bad. Love it, love it. Filmed that as well. This was me using the Crayola Colors of the World set to just create some characters, including myself, trying to figure out which colors match to me the closest, and that's what I came up with. I must have filmed this at the beginning of summer or before summer, but my hair has lightened a little bit from the sun, and I don't feel like it matches. It was accurate at the time. This was from my Drawing with Every Single Great Art Supply video, brainstorming an idea for that final illustration. Oh, this was so long ago. Yeah, this is definitely pre-summer because I'm drawing a lot of like baggy, warm clothes. But I think this was when I turned my mechanical pencils into colored pencils. This was another blob page, but I actually came back and added some little art on it. These are those definite like, okay, it doesn't matter what happens, let's just make something kind of days. And thus I made something. Otherwise I'd have a blank page here. Ooh, this was when I made the video using crink markers. A lot of the art in this sketchbook is from videos because I just hadn't felt as inspired to make stuff off camera as I usually do. And when I was sitting down to draw, I was like, I kind of want to film this. So that is why some of these things may seem familiar if you've been around the channel often. But this was something I thumbnailed and then put on a giant canvas and created what I call like an ad. It just looks like an ad to me. I quite like how that finished version turned out. Here I was using colored pencils and the colors of the world set together to create some characters, and I kind of purposely made it a bit of a rainbow across the page, which you might notice. Here's my buns. I think this was a Zen Pop box as well, but you can see it resulted in some adorable bunnies in sweatshirts. I think my personal fave is either this one or this one, but I mean, like, look, that one's giving us a run for its money. I mean, look at him. Oh, and you can't forget this guy. Hello, Bubble. That was so much fun. There's so many things to draw. How can you just settle on one thing? There's some pen sketches that I added some colored pencil on top. These are actually the Posca pencils. They work really nice. I'm actually quite happy with them. These were the colors that came in the box, and then I created a scene, and then I created some extra art outside of the sketchbook as well. But everything's in my sketchbook, although I am definitely more of a sketchbook drawer than a finished illustration maker. I say that like those are actual terms, but it's true. Here we have some stegosaurus because I was on this like high from making the T-Rex illustration, so I thought, why not try something else? But I kind of learned that I don't love stegosaurus as much, so it's not quite as fun, but that doesn't mean it wasn't fun at all. So we have some stegos. I really like the texture of this page with the like sticky notes in it. And I tried to make like a chibi version of our stegosaurus. This doesn't look like a whole lot of much, but it's from a video where I created some rainbows in clouds, and that was really, really fun because I tried different art supplies to make the rainbows. I think I tried Posca pens and I tried Copic markers, and this is a lot of the swatching to come out with which colors I should use that looked best. And then I ended up drawing them like on top of this page, so I put down the paper there as you can kind of see all the little extras. This is from when I drew some butterflies. Hopefully that's obvious. They are all general butterfly shapes, so I would hope you could tell. Some more looser sketches. I really like the hair on this one and the neck. Some more Everest, you know, the sketchbook mascot. Can't forget about her. I do have a little bit of color on that too, and she's also got her snowboard. Love it. Ooh, this is another character I designed for a marker illustration. It didn't take too long to come up with, to be honest, but I'm very happy with it. Look, you can see I continued to draw her even after I finished filming that. I love the stripy pants and the use of yellow with green. I think it's really cute. Just a fun, kind of perky summer color scheme. This was from a 3-marker challenge, character creation design challenge, where I came up with Tim. My names are always so random, but there it is. That's Tim. You can kind of see the process of that, or you can watch the video if you want to see more in-depth choices or draw along with me and do it yourself and learn a little bit more about Tim here. Here we have Everest and the Lemon Girl together. For some reason I was like, I'm gonna draw them together even though they're from polar opposite seasons, or maybe climates, I guess would be a better way to put that. You can definitely see my preference in coloring in the pants to make sure you knew they were striped. I also am very fond of this Everest from a side angle. Yes, please. Like that I can see as a cartoon. It's like the perfect amount of simplified, not too many lines. This I smudged it right after I drew it because I like finished it. And then I was like, oh, got color in the hair. So I colored in the hair and there was like that tiny little piece, you know, of extra graphite. And I went, and you can see what happened there. So I really like this pose right here. Little Lemon Girl. I don't think she has a name. She does not have a name. It needs to be something nice and sour, you know? Like a lemon. Oh, and here we are on the final page. So I drew Everest. Thanking you all for checking out my sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed going through it with me. You can see I used those same colored pencils that I had out, and I also drew a little like chibi version. This one looks so cute. It's got that like child style to it, which is really, really fun and adorable. Oh. This is from Mermaid. I don't think I did every day of Mermaid, but I drew a lot of mermaids in May. And they are all on my Instagram if you want to check it out, including this guy. This is Mermoo. This actually was very fun to draw. I looked up cows and then made it like a blub version. So it's like a blubfish, but it's a mermaid, but it's a cow. That's getting a lot of attention. Do I have anything else in here? I don't remember putting anything in here. I think I meant to put this in it, but you can kind of see it don't fit. So that's why it's just right here. So yeah, that's the sketchbook. Thanks for, yeah, I think I already said that, but thanks for taking a look at it with me. I hope something was cute or interesting or brought you some form of joy. But that's sketchbook 26. Onwards and upwards to sketchbook 27. I gotta start working on that. I haven't done it yet. I haven't started it. I've been taking a little break from art, I guess, and it's time to get back into it because now I'm feeling really excited and energized, which is perfect. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!